Welcome to the Room of Mestizaje. The Room of Mestizaje emerged in the 1970s when anthropologist Edith Jimenez de Muñoz embarked on journeys throughout the country with the aim of understanding the diversity of traditions within the communities that make it up. In this way, Edith collected traditions such as dance, music, cuisine, and attire, all of which were at risk of disappearing. This room allows us to preserve the attires that are part of our cultural heritage, while also reflecting on the concept of mestizaje, which has often been politically used to disregard the diversity that exists in the territory by making differences invisible. For the museum, mestizaje far from homogeneous, but rather resembles a mosaic of cultural heritages constantly evolving. These heritages have been enriched by both the cultural blend resulting from European incursions during the colonial period and by successive waves of migration in the territory. These heritages allow us to forge our identity, understanding who we are and where we are headed, starting from our origins. For many years, the room was called the Regional Costume Room. However, the concept of region is also quite vague, extending beyond geographical borders to encompass common customs and ways of life that transcend this concept. It could be said that these attires are the materialization of diversity, as they show how a characteristic silhouette of European elites was reinterpreted by local communities, who adapted techniques and available materials to create new pieces that define regional and national identities. Women's attire. The skirts are mostly high-waisted and flared, differing in color and material from one region to another. They tend to be more airy and made of cotton in warmer regions, and of heavier materials like wool in colder, higher altitude areas. The use of synthetic fabrics and vibrant prints also stands out, reminiscent of the era when imported fabrics thrived in major ports and spread across coastal regions and coffee-producing areas. Examples include the large skirts used for cumbia dances and the gathered front skirts worn by barqueras, both made from colorful fabrics with patterns that evoke African heritage, resembling kente weavings. Blouses are typically waist-length, often snugly fitted without a neckline, and usually in white. They are primarily made of cotton, but also feature linen, silk, and synthetic materials. Various decorative techniques are employed, such as ribbons, lace, embroidery, and cutwork, often created by the garment owners themselves, recalling traditional crafts. Completing the female attire is the use of shawls on the upper body. This garment has European and Arab origins, and was widely accepted in the Americas, possibly because it resembled the large blankets made by indigenous communities in pre-Hispanic times. These shawls are typically black and white, adorned with techniques like macrame and embroidery. With the imposition of footwear on native communities, new materials like fique fiber soles and straw were used, combining with cotton or wool uppers to create espadrilles, or leather for leather boots and suede shoes. As additions to female attire, you can find items like necklaces, pendants, and fans. Among these accessories, a braided belt made of human hair stands out, a pre-Hispanic tradition that reminds us of the intrinsic connection between peasant communities in the highlands and their pre-Hispanic ancestors. Men's attire. In the case of shirts, simplicity prevails, with lightweight materials such as cotton and linen in natural colors. Buttons, cutwork, and embroidery are common. In warmer regions, both pants and shirts feature a specific hem, depending on the climate and the wearer's productive activities. These shirts are complemented by bayeta handkerchiefs, ruana cloaks, or ponchos. Ponchos and ruanas are legacies from our indigenous past, with openings at the neck and sides to allow free arm movement and provide protection as needed. They can be in natural colors or feature patterns and are made from materials like cotton and wool. Despite strong stigmatization by emerging elites, these garments were part of daily attire for centuries. Among the accompanying elements of men's attire are items like carryalls, shoulder bags, canes, and machete sheaths, reflecting the productive activities of the communities and highlighting the peasant heritage found throughout the territory. Display cases of backpacks and hats stand out, allowing us to recall the ancestral knowledge that has been developed over millennia through the experimentation of native plants, their treatments, and uses. This knowledge later fused with some elements during the colonial period, and later with the Industrial Revolution, bringing new techniques and materials that provide a multitude of unique elements, each with its own value.